Hey everybody, I hope everybody's having a really good week this week. So this week what's popping and dropping is a dragonfly pop up. It's really not going to pop up, it's going to move. And this was a request by Debbie S., who is a fellow crafting friend that meets with us here at the craft table. And she asked me if I could come up with a card with an insect that could move. And you could switch this out with any other insect that you would like. So why don't we go ahead and head over to Design Space, and I'm going to show you all the pieces we're going to get in this card, and we can go ahead and meet over there. I'll see you there. Okay, guys, so here are all the basic pieces that you will get in the Dragonfly card. You can add any additional pieces that you would like to add. Don't forget to go up and name and save your project. So if you want, we can get all of our pieces cut out and I'll meet you at the craft table and we'll put this together. I'll see you there. Okay, guys, now that we are at the craft table, why don't we get our card base out, our pretty paper, and if you want, we can go ahead and get out our little mechanism pieces also. Okay, so now that we have that done, what we can do is work our little mechanism piece here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 score lines. So I'm going to work these V right here. And then once we work this little side on our triangle, that piece that's right here, we're going to go ahead and just snip that off. We don't need that there at all. And we can use our edge here as our guide to cut off how much to cut off. So that's what we just cut off. There's nothing there anymore. And then just work the rest of these folds. So we're going to take our 2 triangles that's in our file. One will go inside the triangle like so. You just don't want it going outside the score lines. And then the other one will go beside it. And we don't want to go past this score line down here and just bump it up to the score line that's over there. So we should have something that's looking like that once it's glued on. So let's do that. So that's what it's looking like with them glued on there. And then we can put tape on these ends if you're going to use tape. Okay, so I have my tape on each of these tabs here, and we're going to lay this in our card. And if you did our meter pop-up card, this is the same mechanism we're using. And we're going to go approximately 2 inches and a quarter up from our base of our card here. So I'm just going to put a little line here in our score line. And that is where we want our little triangle point here to line up with our dot that we made in our score line. But I'm going to take my tape off on this long strip here. And we're going to line this right up like so. There's my little dot. I'm going to put my point of my triangle right at it. You want to make sure this is nice and straight, our mechanism. And then when we turn it over, we should have something that's looking like this. Now we can take this piece off. And I am going to also put a little glue on this too, because it seems to move a lot and the tape just doesn't quite get it. So the only thing I'm going to do is just tuck our little tab in over here and lay it flat and give it a second to set. Now with this piece, we'll fold it back, and we want to make this all flat. When we do this, we should be able to lay this flat this way or this way. But once this is flat, and I won't be able to show you completely, we want to fold this piece up. Oh, I forgot to work that score line. At our score line like this. So we want to have it folded in our card down like that. And then we'll take our tape or glue off. Or you'll put your glue on, take your tape off, and fold our little tab under. And then that's what it should look like. And we're just going to place where that tab is on my finger. We're going to place that straight down and make sure it's all straight and even. And then it should also lay flat this way. And if it's in the right position, everything should be laying nice and flat. Now for our lily pad here, we just don't want it. This seems to be better if is at the bottom. This split here for me. You probably can move it other ways too, but we just don't want this going past our triangle score line right there. And we can get our little green piece out for our platform. And I'm not going to place this down permanently. I'm just going to take a little piece of tape because I know I'm going to have to move this around. And just stick it on the platform. Like so. Okay. And then this piece will sit on top like this. And we don't want it to go outside of our card base. And we don't want it to go past our score line over here. So on these guys, this is what's going to hold our lily pad up. So what we're going to do with these, if you're using tape, we can do that now. We want to put a little piece of tape on this end and then turn it over and put one at the opposite end. And we're going to do that to all three pieces here. I got one at that end, so I'm going to flip it over and then put one at the bottom. So we got one at the top on this side, one at the bottom on that side. And let's do the other two. So for this piece, we're going to snip off like right up to our little green piece here. Just that, about that much. And then we're going to cut it at the score line that's already there. So you should have something that's looking like that. Okay. And then if you need to, we can draw little lines so we know not to go past over here if you need. So we know where to place these guys. I am going to draw a little line here. And I think one up here and then one at the bottom. And you might not need to. So I'm going to use these guides as not to go past with these. We don't want these outside of our lines. So for this, I'm going to take the tape off. And we are going to bump it right up to that edge right there. And you can put it anywhere here, just don't go past this line over here. And then for our other one, we're just going to go the same position, but on this side. So I'm going to bump it right up to our little tab where we cut that off and just not go past our little mark over there that we made on the right. Okay. And then for this one, we're going to take the bottom off one end. And the same thing, we don't want to go past our mark down here. And we're just going to line it up with this guy here. Like so. And then once we have these on, we can take the top tape off of those. And then once we have this off, we're just going to line these back up where we have our marks. And we're going to push it down onto our little tabs that we just put down. And what I'm noticing is I put mine back exactly where they are. On mine, it's working good. That's good. But if you notice, right here, right here and right here, I have my corners sticking out from the tabs that we just laid down. So if that happened to you, that's okay. We're just going to carefully snip it off. Like so. And then we have our little lily pad done. Now, for our lily pad, or permanently put it down, is because I'm going to have to adjust this because we don't want any holes or gaps here. So I'm going to gently take mine up and see if that works. Nope, still too far. There, that works. So you just don't want any holes seen when you're opening and shutting your card here on your lily pad. So now that I have that in the right place, I'm going to take and put some more tape down here on my base underneath. I'm just kind of lifting my lily pad up. And put a bigger piece of tape on there. And then I'm going to slide my green piece back in there. And before you push it down, make sure you have it in the right place. There we go. All right, that works for me right there. And now we have this piece right here that's moving. So what I thought we could do to make our little dragonfly fly is we need to lift it off, our dragonfly off of our base a little bit, okay? and you could put it anywhere in the slot. So what we can do is layer these little pieces here to raise it up just a little. So I'm going to glue these on top of each other real quick. So let's do that. So we have our little pieces stacked up there. And you just want to figure out where you want to put your dragonfly. Now, you don't want to put it too close down here that we're going to glue it to our piece that slides underneath here. And we don't want to put it too far down here because then it's going to hit it and it's not going to get to move that much. So why don't we put a piece of tape or something that's not permanent on it if we need to try it out to get a position and see what we like. So I think I'm trying like almost to the top there. Oh yeah, that's what I like that. That's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy down. And you just want to make sure your little stack pieces here are not touching the edges over on each side of our little lily pad. So we have our dragonfly. We can go ahead and stick him on here. Isn't that cool? Love it. So now all we have left to do is go and decorate our card and finish it up. So I think that's what I'm going to do is go finish mine up, and I'll be back to show you what I've come up with. Okay guys, so here is our finished card. It says, "Hello friend." And we have these cute little dragonflies and the lily pad. I really love how this lily pad turned out. It's really pretty to me. And then we open it up and look at our dragonflies move. Also, I want y'all to notice that if you want, you can put one right there on that seam of that triangle and it will flutter too. Uh-oh. It will fly and move too. Isn't that cool? And I just love how this little dragonfly is getting up and down in our card. And then I just put some more lilies and dragonflies, and there's some frogs on here. And then on the back, we have another little lily pad and some dragonflies where we can write a personal message in case they want to display the card. The message is private. I think we did pretty good on this, guys. You guys, what do you get when you cross a centipede and a chicken? Enough drumsticks to feed an army. Guys, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and crafting with me. Don't forget to stop by next week to see what's popping and dropping. Bye.